are now at war. There are but two alternatives, total victory or total defeat. There can be no such thing as a military stalemate that would result in the survival of Hitlerism. That is the opinion of a man who knows. Douglas Miller, for 15 years commercial attaché to the American Embassy in Berlin, presenting a radio series adapted from Mr. Miller's book, You Can't Do Business with Hitler, Episode 3. No American goods wanted.
This is Douglas Miller speaking. December 9th, 1941 will go down in history as the date on which Adolf Hitler declared war on the United States. History, in one sense, will be wrong. Actually, Adolf Hitler launched an undeclared war against us as early as 1934. Yes, I said 1934, 7 years ago. This was not a shooting war, but the Nazis used every weapon at their command except shooting to destroy our governments, divide our people, steal our military secrets, and cripple our standard of living. These weapons were sabotage, propaganda, the fifth column, espionage, and last but not least, the weapon of international trade. Nazi officials in Berlin were busy scheming to destroy America's prosperity. Now let's get down to the cases. The case of James Dennison, typical of thousands of others. Dennison was an American businessman who in 1937 was trying to sell the products of American labor to Germany and the rest of the world. One day he came to see me at my office in Berlin.
Doug, I'm in a terrible jam and you have to help me.
Oh? Well, what's wrong?
Well, I've been shipping tallow from New York and selling it to the Germans. I have a whole shipload of tallow at Hamburg, and the German authorities won't permit me to unload it.
Why not, for heaven's sake?
Well, let me explain. You see, this is beef tallow. The Germans use beef tallow to make soap, but it could be used to make oleomargarine.
Oh, I see. You've run into the Nazi regulation that forbids Germans to eat food grown in America.
That's it. And even though my tallow is used for soap, the Nazis insist that since it's remotely possible that someone might use it to make oleomargarine, it must be called food. I tell you, Doug, this whole mess is driving me crazy.
Haven't you a contract with the Nazis?
Contract? You know what they think of a contract.
Yes, the proverbial scrap of paper. Well, all I can do, Tim, is to get in touch with the Nazi Party bigwigs and try to talk them into giving you a break. In the meantime, you just sit tight.
Wilder?
Oh, how do you do, Herr Luftwaffe?
Heil Hitler.
Won't you be seated?
Nein, I prefer to stand.
Oh. Well, now, you're familiar with the case of Mr. Dennison, Herr Luftwaffe?
Right familiar.
Good. Now, Mr. Dennison wishes to appeal the ruling that forbids him to unload his cargo.
Impossible. Herr Dennison's behavior has been little short of criminal.
Oh, come now, Herr Luftwaffe. How is it you suddenly label criminal something you've approved of for some time? Furthermore, Dennison has a
The
contract.
contract violates National Socialistic principles, and any such contract is invalid.
Oh, really? Well, why then did your Nazi officials in the Ministry of Economics sign it?
Because Herr Dennison deliberately deceived them.
Oh, now that's sheer nonsense. Will you please explain precisely what National Socialistic principle Mr. Dennison has violated?
The eternally sacred principle that German blood be completely and forever linked with holy German soil.
Is there something unholy, then, about Dennison's beef tallow?
Yeah, it is edible. It comes from America. No true Aryan German can eat food grown anywhere but in Germany.
All right. I won't argue that point. But the tallow is to be made into soap. Defining it as food seems to me the thinnest kind of technicality and one with no other purpose than to evade your contract obligation.
That remark is insulting, Herr Miller.
But Mr. Dennison can't understand.
No
why...
one expects him to understand. He is mercenary and grasping and intent solely upon making money. How can he understand ideals or ethics or sacred principles or what is most holy to the German people? However, ignorance is immaterial. The tallow will not be permitted in Germany, and that is final. Heil Hitler.
Herr Luftwaffe, wait. Herr Luftwaffe. Oh, the pompous young madman. He actually believes all that rot. The case of James Dennison is only one of hundreds of similar cases. Germany was out to dominate the trade markets of the world. All of its satellite neighbors and her military victims were to cooperate with the Nazis in not only refusing American goods, but also in driving America out of the other trade markets of the world. The Nazis preferred to see Germans do without rather than purchase our manufactured goods. This harsh regulation was very hard on many Germans. I recall one very pathetic example. A German friend of mine, a kindly, gentle old doctor, who had bought an American-made automobile before Hitler came to power and consequently before the restrictions were enforced. I called on my friend one day and discovered him working in his car.
Oh, Herr Miller, I'm so glad you've come to see us. You're just the one to help us. Father, now you have nothing to worry about. Herr Miller's an American, and all Americans are experts with problems mechanical.
Well, you flatter me, Colin.
I think the trouble is in this thing here, Herr Miller.
Oh, the carburetor.
Yeah, the carburetor.
Well, I'm afraid it's beyond repair, Doctor. You see this crack right across the face here?
But there must be some way to fix it.
No, I'm sorry. The only thing you can do is to buy a new one.
Buy a new one? But that is impossible.
Oh, Father, does that mean we have to...
Yeah, Karen. Our automobile is useless to us now.
Doctor, you mean you must junk a $1,000 car for lack of a $10 part?
Yeah, American parts cannot be bought anywhere in Germany. The government forbids importing American parts. And nowhere else can I get the right kind of, what you call it, the carburetor?
If you know how we saved our money to buy an automobile, Herr Miller, so that the Herr Doctor could be able to call on us patients.
And I've had it only a year.
Father, perhaps if you talk to the party leader?
I already know what he will say. That I am unpatriotic. Then because I can't use the automobile, he will take it from me for scrap, Herr Miller. Imagine.
Scrap?
Yeah, to make bombs and cannons.
Well, Father, how will you be able to call now on all the patients? You have so many.
I don't know. Since Hitler, everything is in Gustav.
Now, Papa, be careful.
This automobile, Herr Miller, what a fine, useful thing it is you Americans have made. Useful to a doctor and useful to the patient who waits for the doctor. When delay means suffering and haste means healing. The talk, scrap. To make something like this now into things to kill me. I've lived too long, Herr Miller. Times like these are not for me.
Herr Miller, as the representative of the Ministry of Economics, I must tell you that you have been misinformed. Our regulations do not forbid Americans from selling automobile parts in Germany. But none have been sold since Hitler came to power. Yeah, that's true. And Germans owning American-made cars now find it impossible to obtain parts. Most regrettable. Well, why then don't the American manufacturers take advantage of their opportunity to sell parts here? Well, because they refuse to agree to the terms we offer. That's why, Herr Miller. Oh, I see. Well, may I ask what the terms are? Well, we can't offer cash, of course. But I'm sure our manufacturers would accept a reasonable barter deal. On the contrary, we offer them barter. They refuse. We will buy $100,000 worth of automobile parts for $100,000 worth of German goods. Yes. In addition, they will buy an extra $1 million worth of goods and pay for them in cash. Do you call that reasonable? Asking them to invest $1 million cash merely to sell $100,000 worth of goods? I mean, we feel it is a privilege for foreigners to do business here, no matter what the terms. But these terms are so preposterous, Herr Goodwriter. I may say so. They seem to me as merely one way of saying that you won't take our manufactured goods under any circumstances. You may interpret the terms any way you like, Herr Miller. But since you refuse our terms, I feel terribly sorry for the poor Germans who will now be unable to obtain parts for their American automobiles. Perhaps in the future the fools will know enough to buy German products. I did not. American businessmen learned that except for certain war materials, neither the Nazis nor the helpless victims of the New Order would buy products made in the United States. Now, I've been trying to show to what length the Nazis carried their trade war against America, to show they would never buy our surplus food nor our surplus manufactured goods. Nazi propagandists have proven this very same point, not by intent, but because of a blunder. On a certain day in March 1941, in the New York offices of the German-American Commerce Bulletin, located at number 10 East 40th Street, one of the editors was glancing over the most recently published copy of the magazine when...
God! Wait! Wait! Come here at once! Oh! Wait!
I'm coming. What is the matter?
Matter! Eat! Swine lunatic! I thought you to cut out that article face. What?
Cut it out? Oh, nice. I did not understand.
You did not understand. You did not understand. You do not understand anything. We are ruined. Completely ruined.
But why? I have done nothing.
Nothing, he said. This fine put a contradiction in the magazine, and he says he has done nothing. Wait. Will you please turn the magazine to page 3?
I have to do something myself.
I know, I'm not a fool. It is my own article on page 3 that I want.
All right. I am finding it. Here it is.
Good. Now read what I have written.
Yeah. Germany, with more than 100 million people, could easily buy from the United States each year 3 to 4 billion bales of cotton and a great variety of finished products.
Go on.
If reasonable and normal trade relations could once more be established between both countries.
Now, read your article on page 12.
Yeah, but it is not my article. It is Eric Norman.
I know, but it is the one I told you not to print. Read.
Eric Norman writes, all the Germans wish to do is to make ourselves independent of the outside world in the domains of foodstuffs and industrial materials. All other products...
Here! Now, do you see what you have done? On page 3, we tell the Americans Germany wants their cotton and wheat and lard and meat and oat and finished products. And on page 12, we tell them just the opposite. That we don't want their foodstuffs and manufactured food. You fool!
Oh, but that article is by Eric Norman, Secretary of State in the German Ministry of Economics. It tells how he plans to take the American trade market away from them. It's true.
The truth! Why? We are not supposed to tell the truth.
But Eric Norman is a high official.
But he wrote that article for Germans to read, not for Americans. I told you not to print.
But I thought...
You thought. There's something. We are not supposed to. We are only to obey.
You can't do business with Hitler. You have been listening to episode 3 in a radio series entitled You Can't Do Business with Hitler. This series is based upon the actual experiences of Douglas Miller, who was for 15 years commercial attaché to the American Embassy in Berlin. Listen to the next episode in this series, which is entitled 2 for Me and 1 for You, and gives you the real inside story on a much-discussed subject, not the barter method. This program was prepared and directed by Frank Telford and brought to you by the Office for Emergency Management in Washington.